Welcome back to my closet. Finally, I'm doing another video, and what's new? What's new with you guys? Personally, I have a stalker. I probably shouldn't be smiling like this because it's a very serious and terrifying situation that I got to talk to the police about. But I'm kind of impressed with my stalker because I'm a super busy girl. I wonder if he could tell me when my next appointment is. This is the good, the bad, and the ugly, where I talk about good, bad, and ugly things that are going on in my life, in sports, in pop culture, in general. And this week I decided to post on my Instagram, what should I talk about? So I'm going to read some of my favorite ones. I shouldn't say some of my favorite ones. I should just say I'm going to read all of them because there's not enough to justify being like, oh, there's thousands pouring in. My question was, what should I talk about? And Reed Price was the first one. He said, me, duh, don't be stupid. Reed. Reed is so handsome that he just automatically assumes everyone's talking about him all the time. The next one is Brad Josie. He suggests I talk about Slava Voinov. Okay, Brad, we're just taking this right to domestic violence. It's very uncomfortable. For those who don't know, he's an former NHL hockey player. Back in 2014, he was accused of domestic violence. Has been suspended by the league with a recent statement, and he's actually appealed their suspension. So that's all I'm going to say. This is just more of a public service announcement saying that he has appealed his suspension because I don't want to talk about something so gross in the world. Third, Ian Fergus suggests I talk about just poo. Next, Zach's Whiskers, I don't know who this is, says, beer and why big boys still don't get it. Now this is a double-edged kind of sword because is beer the first thing I should talk about? Like beer. And then the second part is, and why the big boys still don't get it. Still don't get beer? Still don't get it? I'm very confused, Whiskers. Joe Botello says I should talk about sex! Exclamation point. Well, Joe, we can't talk about what we don't know. Am I right? Doug Koning is the biggest piece of garbage on the planet. That's all I have to say. I'm not even going to say what he wants me to say. A guy from LA suggests I talk about healthcare. So if you're watching this and you're from the States, we have healthcare in Canada. And this is something where if you're sick, you go to the doctor, and that is the whole story. Jared Wolfchild suggests I talk about Dwayne. For those who don't know who Dwayne is, so literally everybody watching this, he is a stand-up comedian in the local Lethbridge, Alberta comedy scene. He is the second funniest person I've ever met. First funniest person being Tom O'Donnell, a welder and stand-up comedian in Kitchener, Ontario. Check out his show on Tuesday nights at the Rhapsody Barrel Bar. You're welcome for the plug. And so Dwayne, yeah, he's the weirdest dude. He is... I feel like every comedy scene has a Dwayne. So Toronto, it would just be in sector, like each division. There'd be like a division of Dwaynes. Dwayne is self-proclaimed on the spectrum. One of the awkwardest people I've ever encountered in my life, and it's coming from me, who is the awkwardest person ever. But we all hang out with him just in case he's a serial killer. Because I really am not trying to be a dick right now. He is just an odd duck. Next, Jason Stewart's Sports from Los Angeles suggests I talk about Los Angeles. I am going to LA this summer, and I'm so excited. Degener, DV99, I don't know who this is, says health chips. Degener. When you were on my Instagram profile, at any point when you looked at that, did you think, hey, this girl's a health nut? This girl's someone who eats Cliff Bars. This girl's someone who eats kale without dressing. Renee McCormick has a few suggestions as CJ Priest and Pizzy the before, during, and after his rise to fame. Oh my. So when I was a young girl, And I used to hang out with young boys because I was such a little tomboy. I hung out with a guy named Paul Gubeck who wore the same Toronto Raptors jersey every single day. We would play ball every single day. And when we grew up, he had a new profile. He didn't go by Paul anymore. He went by Pizzy. Now, Pizzy is his rapper name. And when I would see him at parties or people would address him or talk about him, they would be like, yo, you know Pizzy? And I was like, no, I know Paul. Renee mentions before, during, and after his rise to fame. To be honest, I don't really know where he's at in the SoundCloud charts right now. It's very competitive. Yeah, this one's good. Creepy Boys suggests I talk about Creepy Boys. So, Creepy Boys is in the hip-hop scene in Lethbridge, Alberta. Now, if you know anything about Alberta, it's quite a country, folky kind of province. Creepy Boys was at a variety show that I did comedy at, and they got up there and they sang hip-hop beautifully. I was so confused. I'm like, I was expecting some Mumford & Sons, and I got Post Malone. Super talented. So, I mean, check them out. I did get sexually harassed by one of their members while I was on stage, and he made some questionable comments about one of my bits about consent. However, I don't want to sum up Creepy Boys based on their name. Ashley A says D. Wade. And I've always loved Dwayne Wade. I don't know why. I just always have. He's just a really dynamic and fun player to watch. I've also always been obsessed with his relationship with Gabrielle Union. I tell everyone their age difference because she's significantly older than him and looks exactly his age. They are both just glowing witches and vampires who never age, and I'm so obsessed with them. And the leaving the way he did with that triple-double, and just, yeah, no, like, big Dwayne Wade fan. And I want to be Gabrielle Union because she never ages. Big Ben 1826 wants me to talk about the craziest experience in life so far. Hands down, Mykonos. I can't even tell you on camera, but it's literally, this Greek island is like an LMFAO music video all the time. This one's one of my favorites from Thomas Scott, T. Scotty, Marcus Stroman, and in brackets, like he needs more publicity. Yeah, Stro Show. The pitchers on the Jays have had so much luck this season. That's contrary to their hitting. There hasn't been a lot of hitting. My head just like spins around like all the way. I'm fine. I miss Tim. That's all I'm saying. Tim Leeper, former Toronto Blue Jays first base coach. Tim Leeper. Look him up. And then lastly, Erica E., who is a comedian from the GTA, and she recently moved to the UK. She's super funny. Check her out. Her question, she wants me to talk about, who do you have a crush on? Then send it to that person. Okay? I have a crush on Quincy Jones. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, it means you just follow me on Instagram and don't know me at all. In terms of send it to him, no. He'll probably find this and be like, "Little mama, what are you doing?" Okay, bye.